not gonna hold it toward. You want me to hold it like that?
Nope. Like this. You're right.
Oh, okay.
Nobody owns it.
Alright. Hey,
Where's
close
the
that door.
camera?
Come inside and close the
Oh,
door.
okay. I have to figure out what the camera was. Oh.
Alright, cat, peace. I think that cat's grabbed it too.
You want me to put the garbage can here so it's not
Don't
there?
worry. It's live right now.
It is?
Yeah. YouTube
Is it?
live. Yeah, it's live. It says in
Okay.
the bottom.
Why does it say
Live.
rotate device?
Oh, I
so-
think you have to hold.
Oh, say it. Like this.
Oh, okay.
Wait. Let's see if that works.
Nope, it's not.
No, you might have to hold it just straight. Up.
No.
Really?
Yeah, it's asking
Wait.
me to. Oh, I get it. Wait, is this YouTube?
Yeah.
Oh,
Hold
I
it
don't know
like
why
that.
it's not letting you.
Hold it like that. Just hold it like that.
Is it working?
But
It'll
how
work.
am I gonna read the comments?
They're gonna come up there.
They didn't really come up when I was doing it.
Sure.
So it's kind of hard for me to see.
They're gonna be
What's up?
vertical.
What's up?
Alright, hold on. Alright, let's get this started. It's taking too long. People are like, look.
But is it working like that?
It worked like that. I remember because when I uploaded the first one, it would say the first thing, and then I went back and watched it, and then, guys, you guys can see us fine, right? Why don't we just ask the people in YouTube?
Right?
Anyways,
It doesn't show the comments.
Alright,
Maybe there
told
just
you.
aren't any.
no,
Just do it that
there's
way. That
definitely
way
put
it
it normal. Put it normal. It's because when people watch it on their phone. or
Wait,
whatever.
I think there's something.
Oh.
Oh, your camera's cracked.
Is it?
What?
It is.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
it
it's
is.
a little, but does it affect the? It's been like
No,
that.
It
it's
looks
not.
a little bit green, but it's fine, I guess.
Oh Manny. Okay, guys. So check this little thing out over here. This. Come close. This is a little baby Abronia graminia. The common name for this is Mexican alligator lizard or arboreal alligator lizard. These are the ones that you guys see us post that turn bright green or bright blue. This is one of the babies that we have for sale. We have a couple of them for sale. And I'm going to show you one of the adults so you guys can see how they turn into. These are some of our favorite species here. They're just super, super interesting, super smart animals. They kind of look at you back and they wonder why you're grabbing them. But yeah, how cool does that get? So this little thing will eventually turn into one of those big ones. And if you see this one here, looks pretty fat, right? So there should be a couple little babies just like this popping out of that any day now.
One of the cool thing about these guys is that they're live bearers, meaning they give live birth instead of like most reptiles that give eggs. So when these guys are born, they're gonna be like that, about that size, and running around the entire cage.
Oh yeah. Yeah, this one's a couple months. This is maybe like 2 months old. These guys are ready to ship now. They're pounding crickets, so I feel very confident selling them. I haven't lost any of the babies, so I know they're thriving and they're very lively. So if anybody's interested, I do recommend though that you have some experience with reptiles before you get one of these, especially if this is your first reptile. It's not an impossible animal to keep. It's very easy, but a baby could be a little more delicate than an adult. But basically, if you guys haven't seen already some of our YouTube videos on them, these guys are arboreal. That means they do, they like to climb and she's about to poop on you.
Yeah.
But it's all good.
Yeah.
Maybe babies just pop out in our hands.
Right?
How sick would that be? Anyways,
YouTube live, that'd be awesome.
it's like, I swear it's that stage. Anyways, yeah, so these guys are arboreals. They require, like a taller cage rather than longer. You want to provide, sphagnum moss, maybe like 2 or 3 inches deep, especially for the adults. For the babies, maybe like 1 inch is fine, because a lot of times they'll like to dig in the sphagnum moss. They could cool in there, they could cool down, or if they just feel like they'll be more secure in the sphagnum moss, they'll just hide in the sphagnum moss. These guys are insectivores, so they only eat insects. So that means you're gonna have to feed them, like mealworms, crickets, roaches, all kinds of insects. Obviously, the more variety, the better. You want to make sure that you always, like gut load the insects. You know, you want to make sure that when you do feed insects, the insects are not, you know, going to be too big, especially for these little babies. When they're just born, I like to feed like little fruit flies or like pinhead crickets, or maybe like little nymph roaches. Those are good too for the little babies. The most common thing for the most common feeder are the little pinhead crickets. So if you were to get one this size.
Another good feeder is a phoenix worm. I've had really good luck with these guys feeding them, and they absolutely destroy the phoenix worms. But right now, it's like a little too small. What we're feeding is anywhere from pinhead to 2-week-old crickets for the babies.
And as you could see, guys, these animals are naturally pretty tame. I mean, this is a baby, so it's always going to be skittish. But, I mean, look at this girl over here. We don't really handle these animals. They're just very chill. They have a very docile nature already. So, you know, when you take these out, they'll just kind of hang out on you. And as long as you're not freaking out or you're not hurting the gecko, you're just kind of letting it rest on your hand like that. You know, your animal. I said gecko.
Yeah.
All right, the animal's gonna be fine. But I'm gonna put this little guy back, not to stress him out anymore.
So when they get about this size, what we feed is like adult-sized crickets, you know, larger roaches, super worms, and even the occasional hornworm. They devour. You know, variety is key when keeping these guys, and they do make wonderful pets. As you can see, like you were saying before, very calm animals. They're very curious, always looking around their environment, and they're always looking back at you. They kind of pick up your patterns when you feed, when you miss, and they kind of just chill out there the whole time. I also hand feed a lot of these guys. They as soon as I come up with a cricket, they just come running to the front of the cage, ready to pick it off.
Yeah, especially this girl. She does not care. She'll go right outside. She's not shy at all. She'll eat, you know, right from my hand. And she actually doesn't even let the other ones eat. She eats so much.
Another thing is these guys can actually be housed in groups successfully, especially if it's a large enough cage, screen cage, or like Exoterra glass cage. They do pretty well in groups. You can keep a male and a female together year round without any problems.
Right. Just, you know, obviously, like with any other reptile, you want to make sure that you do have enough food in there for them. Because if they don't have enough food, most reptiles will start to kind of like pick at each other or bully each other, especially the more dominant one. If it feels like it's not going to have all the food it needs for it to grow, and then it's going to, you know, it's going to start picking on the smaller one. So enough food, enough space, a lot of branches. Another thing with these guys is we recommend keeping them with UVA, UVB bulbs. That's gonna, you know, give them the natural light. They aren't diurnal animals. They're not, you know, nocturnal like most of the gecko species we work with. So they'll be active during the day. You'll see them, you know, walking around during the day, and they do need some lighting on these guys. Another animal I wanted to show you guys was a gorgeous nocturnal animal. Step over here to the light so we can see it better. This, guys, is a mossy leaf-tailed gecko, Uroplatus sicerae. Alright, I'm gonna take this one out. Sicerae, sicori, tomatoes, same thing. You see, I'm an expert gecko catcher, as you can see. But check out that cool little beard that this little thing has. Okay, they use this when they're, you know, when they're resting during the day. They'll, you know, they'll lay down on a piece of bark or a piece of tree branch, and the little, you know, the little fringes on the bottom of their chin or their legs or their tail, that just helps them be more camouflaged in the wild. And during the day, good luck trying to find one of these things in the wild. This is actually one of my nicest Uroplatus sicerae I've ever had. It's all white. You know, I actually just got her. Gorgeous looking animal, obviously, as you could see. I haven't seen too many of these in the internet or anywhere else really, but yeah, guys, I mean, check that thing out. Like the Abronia, these guys are insectivores. They, you know, they'll eat a variety of insects, worms, and roaches, pretty much anything that moves, really. They're very, very active during the nighttime. They like to jump a lot, and they do require a higher humidity than most other geckos. You know, You want to keep these guys in a rainforest type enclosure. As you can see right here, basically I just set this up to quarantine it for the first, couple weeks that I have it. But I have some, branching in there. I have some paper towel in the bottom. You could put sphagnum moss or like tree bark, or not tree bark, what's it called?
Cork
Mulch.
bark?
No,
Oh.
yeah, you can also use cork bark, but you could use mulch as a substrate. I'm using paper towels right now because I want to make sure the thing is pooping. I want to make sure the animal's doing all right. I'm quarantining it, like I said. So I like to keep it with paper towels. I spray it every night or two, and that's gonna keep the humidity nice and high in there. When they see the droplets of water running down the sides of the enclosure, that's when they're gonna know, okay, this is water, I'm gonna drink it. So they don't really drink from a water bowl, but it's not bad to provide one. It's gonna help raise the humidity, and if they stumble upon the water and they happen to be thirsty, they're also gonna be able to drink it from there. But yeah, that's one of the coolest little gecko species in the world. All right.
Do you have any for sale?
Yes, I do have some mossy leaf-tailed geckos like this one for sale. Not white ones like that, but I do have some really nice ones. If you're interested, just DM us or send us a private message, email, call us, and we'd be more than happy to help. What do you want to show off?
What else do I want to show off? I think these guys have seen a lot. But we also, we don't have them right here at the moment, but we also have other kinds of Abronias with us, like the Mixteca that we also have for sale. It's a little bit different animal, same genus. They can get like the bluish heads and yellow bodies, and they even have like white and black eyes, which is really, really neat. I think we're out of hand sanitizer over here.
Okay.
Oh, thank you, you're so sweet.
Yeah, so we got we showed you the Europlatus, we showed you the Abronia. Now I wanted to show you a little bit from my fat tail geckos. Couple sorry, some of this hand sanitizer got in my mouth.
You're supposed to put it in your hand.
A couple people have been asking me about my African fat tails and how the project is coming along. They're doing great. I just haven't been able to breed them yet because none of my females, like my pairs, aren't up to size. Either the male is not up to size or the female is not up to size. So I'm just gonna have to probably wait till next season. Not really an expert on these. I don't know much about when it comes to breeding in them. But I'll learn as I go, and I've talked to a lot of really good breeders, and they have gave me some tips so far. So this girl right here, she's actually, I want to bring her to the light so you guys get a better look at her. This is a whiteout double het Oreo Zulu fat tail female that I'm raising up right now. She is one of the nicest females I currently have. They're just super cool looking. As you can see, the whiteout gene, which like I've said in previous videos, reminds me a lot of the lily white gene in crested geckos. The whiteout gene just gives it a little bit extra white on the sides. It lightens up the whole coloration, and it just whacks out the pattern a little bit. So this is what I would say a whiteout striped African fat tail looks like. Now I'm going to show you what a normal African fat tail looks like so you could see the difference. Yeah, grab that one. Watch out, they're not arboreal, so
Yeah, I know.
jump right off your hand. Alright, so that is what a wild type African fat tail gecko looks like. Of course, this guy's not actually, wild. He's actually a triple het. But yeah, so look, go far a little bit. Yeah, you can see the whiteout pattern, the whiteout trait kind of like lines up the pattern a little bit. It gives it some white over here, and this is like a normal looking banded African fat tail gecko. So the cool thing about these guys is they're very, very simple to keep. They're kind of, I would say you keep them exactly like the leopard geckos, except you add a lot more humidity to them. You want to mist them like once a night at least, because they do come from an area in Africa where they need higher humidity, and yeah, they do great on insects. A lot of them can be picky eaters, but mine's all eat crickets. I know sometimes With the leopard geckos, you could just keep them on mealworms, but these guys are not. At least to my experience, they haven't just ate mealworms for me. Some of them will eat a couple mealworms here and there, but they really do love their crickets. I've also tried feeding roaches to these guys. Not much luck. Only a couple of them eat it. But like I said, crickets, I mean, that's a staple. So you got to make sure you feed them high quality foods. Obviously, you want to gut load the crickets, dust them with calcium, and they'll thrive. So the temperatures for these guys is very similar to the leopard geckos. You want to keep like a 90 to 93 degree hot spot, and the ambient temperature should be around like 80, 84 degrees. So this is a whiteout double het. That's a triple het. Het just means heterozygous, which means they carry a gene, but it doesn't show it on them. Now I want to show you a couple other morphs. Okay. That's the female. Yeah, that's a patternless guy. He's a little mean. Okay. So this guy over here, this is a whiteout patternless. Okay. The whiteout gene in this mutation kind of like gives it this little pattern here and whacks out the pattern a little bit, even on the head. But this guy is pretty awesome looking. He basically, patternless is obviously, as you guys can here, it's just gonna take out all the bands and all the striping away. There are some striped patternless animals, but this guy doesn't have any stripes. And this over here is a tangerine amelanistic fat-tailed gecko. Amelanistic is another word for albino. So, excuse me if I got a little fancy there for a second. So these are two different morphs, as you can see. This is actually a female and this is a male. So these guys, look, here he doesn't have any bands. This one has bands, and then there are others that have the bands and the striping. Generally, the striped animals are the most sought after, but I tend to like all of them pretty much the same. This patternless is nuts though. He's awesome. One more I want to show you is the Zulu.
No, that's this one.
Oh wait, what? Oh yeah. He's smelling that girl. He's like This is a striped Zulu African fat tail. The Zulu pattern or mutation, all it does is basically the bands, it turns it into like one big band that goes, from the head to the tail of the gecko. Obviously has gorgeous coloration, and this girl is gonna be patterned up with a really, really nice whiteout Zulu that I have. Het Zulu, I should say. But yeah. Super awesome looking animals. Very fun, very they're very tame. They're not gonna try to bite you or anything. And yeah, I don't know what else you guys want to see. I don't see any guys. I'm not seeing any comments. There's no comments popping up.
I keep clicking this and then waiting a little while.
It's okay. I'll answer your comments later. Let's see what else.
You know what's cool? That thing right there.
Which one? Oh, the lychee. Okay, let's show
that big
lychee.
leaf.
Hold on. Let me show this big lychee.
Do you want me to grab my phone and see if I can see the comments on there?
No, it's okay. We're already back. Here is one of my lychees. This awesome high pink female. Bring her here. Closer to the light.
I think you should get bit for the live.
No. This is a female that I'm raising up. She should be paired up with Monster in a couple, maybe like a year, couple months to a year. She's picking up size. She eats great. But yeah, I mean, the Leachianis geckos are some of my favorite. The common name for these guys is the giant gecko. And this one might not look so giant, but I'm going to bring out the biggest of them all in a second. So Manny, here, entertain the people.
All right.
Hold on.
Isn't Monster over there?
No, I'm bringing out
Oh.
Shrek.
Oh, okay. So yeah, guys, like he was saying, like it's, if you've never seen a Leachianus in person, it's pretty incredible animal. Like you'll never think a gecko could get something like this big, and this is not even our biggest one. She's still putting on some size to her, so hopefully soon she will be breedable, and hopefully soon in the near future we will have and start producing babies.
Hold on 1 second. I am not reaching in there with my hand.
Yeah, these guys can be a little cage aggressive at times, so that's why it's good. And these guys do pack a hell of a bite, so that's why he's grabbing the little either paper towel or anything. That
Actually, he didn't even try to.
Oh, he didn't even
claw
hiss?
at me or anything. No.
So much for a gecko whisperer.
All right, so check this out. This is my biggest
Jeez.
giant gecko. This is Shrek. A lot of you guys know Shrek. You've seen him in the videos before. But check that thing out. It's bigger than my forearm, than my skinny forearm. And I think he just looked at that female and he's thinking, I want.
It's like, where you been all my life?
Yeah, exactly. But check this thing out, guys.
Do a size
This
comparison.
is what we call a giant gecko, a Rhacodactylus leachianus. Okay? This guy doesn't really have pinks like her, but his size makes up for the pinks that he doesn't have. He's actually about like 6 years old, and he'll probably grow even a little bit more, but he's pretty much done all his growing now. So let's see if he's like slipping off. Where are you going, buddy?
You just got a pedicure. You got no grip.
Yeah.
Hey, come on.
And the giant geckos, guys,
Okay. All right.
they're a lot more expensive than the crested geckos or the gargoyle geckos, but the good thing about them is that they're very, very easy to keep. You know, you keep them exactly like you keep, you know, some of the, well, you keep them exactly how you keep the cresteds or the gargoyles, just in a bigger size, you know, in a bigger enclosure, more food. Water bowl is good for them since they're big, and you know they won't get. Here, I got her.
I got her. She just
You got
coming
her?
out. Yeah, she's just having a little
So
fun.
this guy,
Is
you see,
that
as you can see, oh, you didn't catch that. He jumps. Look, they could jump too, guys. It's not a very impressive jump.
It's more falling than jumping.
It's more flopping, but yeah.
Look at that size comparison.
Yeah, I mean, I'm scared he'll take a bite at her, actually. But yeah, you can see. So with the giant geckos, there's different localities. Not so many moors, but there are different localities. Like the island localities tend to stay a little bit smaller. The Grand Terre localities, which are from the main island, are a little bit bigger. And that didn't make sense because. So look.
I don't even know what you just said.
Yeah, because you're over there dazing off with that girl. But
Yeah, I'm on
so
live.
look, New Caledonia is a big island, right? And then in that big island, they have little small secular islands. The Leachianus from the little small islands that are surrounding the big New Caledonia, those Leachianus are not as big as the ones that come
the
from the
mainland.
mainland.
Yeah.
Okay? What are you saying, Nicole?
Come closer, because it's hard to get both.
Okay, there you go. Alright, so this is one of those Grand Terre animals, the ones from the mainland, mixed with a smaller animal, and it makes like a really nice looking big Leachianus, because the Grand Terre animals, they lack in color, but they make up with it in size, and the secular island animals, they lack in size, but they make up in color. So what we like to do is mix the giants with some of the smaller ones to get a little bit of the color and a little bit of the size too. Well, these guys are super impressive. They could tame down very well, and they love to eat banana. Obviously the Rapashi, the Pangea diets. They're just absolutely stunning animals. They're like the little like bulldogs of the gecko world. Look at all this flappy skin. Just want to grab this skin and pinch his cheeks. Look at that. Flappy skin. So fat. Super big toe pads. These guys are like one of the most impressive geckos in the world for sure. Alright, so this is Shrek. That girl doesn't have a name yet. Maybe
Fiona.
you guys.
It's Fiona.
No, because
Has
that's
to
not
be.
going with
It
him.
has to be.
They're not. That's
Still,
not.
man.
That's not. That's
Maybe-
Monster's girl. That's not
Oh.
Shrek's girl. So I'm gonna put Shrek back so he doesn't bite my face off.
I love their eyes, man. All the Rhacodactylus or all the New Caledonian geckos have very extraordinary eyes. Not him. These guys.
Thanks, man. Alright, I'm gonna put this girl back. She's starting to fire up a little bit more now. You can see some of those purples and pinks on her. Obviously, I'm in this room with bad lighting, but you guys could still see the lime green and the nice purples and pinks she has. Alright, guys. So, I hope you guys liked the YouTube live. That's gonna be it for today. We are gonna have a new episode of Tiki's Geckos, you know, like a real well-made video at the end of the month. The last Saturday of every month we bring out a new episode. This month is gonna be on the lily white crested geckos.
Yes, it will be. And make sure you follow us on Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, everything. Because if there's a social media out there for it, we got it.
Yeah, guys. Also, I'm working on my new website. I'm building that thing up. So if you have questions or if you want to look at our available geckos, you're going to have to check out our Facebook page. I have an album there that's titled Available 2017. That's where all my available geckos are. And if there's something that you're looking for that's not on that album, I might have it. So just shoot me a message or give me a call and I'd be more than happy to help. As always, if you have any other questions, feel free to, message us or email us. Thanks for watching. We appreciate every single one of you. And that's it. That's YouTube Live for you. Alright, finishing.